The first new ride to open at Disney World since March 2020 is here. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure doesn't officially open until October 1st, Disney World's 50th anniversary, but we were lucky enough to attend a media event preview so that we could bring you all the info you need to know. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is the brand new ride in Epcot's France Pavilion. This family-friendly, trackless, high-tech ride is going to be popular, so we've got the lowdown on how to ride this hot new ride, including how the new Disney Genie Plus system will affect your weights. All right, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure isn't completely new. The ride has existed in Disneyland Paris since 2014, and while it won't be brand new to Disney World, I bet most of you haven't been to Disneyland Paris, so this is still a big deal. This is only the third ride in all of Epcot's World Showcase, the others being Frozen Ever After in Norway and Grand Fiesta Tour in Mexico. And of course, there are other attractions like movies and things like that in World Showcase. I gotcha. There is no height requirement, so everyone can ride Remy together. And Remy's Ratatouille Adventure uses that trackless technology that Disney World goers have already experienced at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Rise of the Resistance. Trackless technology allows for much more fluid, dynamic, and unpredictable movement of your ride vehicle. And this one is also 3D, so you'll pick up some 3D glasses before you board. All right, here's the ride story for this one. The ride is set inside Gusteau's restaurant, and you're shrunk down to the size of a rat, and you cruise around in a little Ratmobile throughout the restaurant, dodging chefs and patrons who aren't too thrilled to see a rat in a fancy French restaurant. Each Ratmobile is 2 rows with 3 seats in each row for a total of 6 guests per ride. The seats are sort of like benches, except there are little dividers between each seat. When you first go into the ride, you'll see a small Chef Gusteau floating around with your 3D glasses, and he mentions that Remy is expecting you. Then you'll head to the roof of Gusteau's restaurant where you see Remy, who's trying to decide what dish to make for the food critic in the restaurant. Remy, of course, decides he's going to make ratatouille for the critic, and then the window opens to the restaurant below. That's when you and Remy fall into the kitchen, and you realize you're shrunken down to the size of a rat. You and Remy scurry around the floor of the kitchen as Linguini tries to hide you from Skinner, and you'll dodge mops and feel a spray of water, hide by furnaces and feel the heat, and the ride is pretty immersive in that regard. Plus, it combines virtual and physical sets to help you feel more like you're in the restaurant rather than having a restaurant projected around you, although I will say, there's a lot of movie feel to this, like you're definitely watching a film the majority of the time. Now, eventually, you reach the point in the story where all the rats are helping in the kitchen, and then finally, you make it unscathed to Remy's personal dining area where his family and friends are excited to welcome you. When you get up to this area, you'll smell a delicious scent, very much like fresh bread, and that's where the attraction ends. You eventually reach the unload area and hop off your rat. So how do you ride this new ride? Well, it's new, exciting, and the whole family can ride, which means it's going to be popular and lines might get long. Disney has announced that when Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opens officially, it will be accessible to guests through a virtual queue system, similar to what's done at Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Guests with valid park admission and an Epcot Disney Park Pass will be able to access the virtual queue system via the My Disney Experience app beginning at 7 a.m. on the day of their reservation. This can be done from anywhere as long as you have that reservation. If you're unable to get a boarding group at 7 a.m., you'll have another chance when the second boarding group window opens at 1 p.m. The 1 p.m. window can only be accessed after you've entered Epcot for the day. Remember, guests must start their day in Epcot to access Remy's Ratatouille Adventure this way. If you have another Disney Park Pass reservation, you will not be able to access the virtual queue. Now, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is set to be available through individual attraction selections, fancy rides, on Disney Genie Plus when it launches. That means it will not be available through the $15 paid Disney Genie Plus service that gives you the ability to skip the standby line at various attractions. Instead, if you want to skip the standby line here, or virtual queue in this case, you'll need to pay to use the Lightning Lane for this ride individually. Guests can opt to purchase Lightning Lane access for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and they do not need a boarding group to use Lightning Lane, for a fee that will vary based on date. We're not sure how much those fees will be. In Disneyland Paris, which is using a new similar system, prices range from €8 to €15 or $9 to $18 per ride per person. Those fancy ride passes could get expensive very quickly. Now, let's talk about the single rider line. The signage in front of Remy's Ratatouille Adventure has a lane for single riders. Single rider lines are used to fill in extra seats from odd-numbered parties. If you go through the single rider line, you'll be split up from the rest of your riding party to fill in those single seats, but the wait is typically shorter than the standby line. Now, if Disney does actually use the single rider line, you may be able to forego a virtual queue pass and that individual attraction/fancy ride fee. But Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom also has a single rider line, and it's never actually been used. We don't know yet whether or not this single rider line will be used at Remy's or what it may mean for virtual queue passes. We'll keep you posted. We do know that Remy's still has a FastPass Plus sign, so the signs were put up a long time ago and may not reflect what's currently going on in Disney World. All right, let's talk hidden details. We were told that there are no hidden Mickeys in the ride, but you will find all kinds of fun details throughout the ride and in the space around it, and actually some hidden Mickeys, in fact. For example, in one area near the entrance to the ride, you'll see a display of various wines named Chateau Ego. You'll recognize that name and the image on the bottles from the Ratatouille film. Take a close look at the years on the bottles, too. 2007 is the year that Ratatouille was released. 2014 is the year the Ratatouille attraction opened in Disneyland Paris, and 2021 is the year the ride debuted in Disney World. At the beginning of the ride, you can see Chef Gusteau atop his French restaurant. He's holding 2 frying pans, waving them around as he speaks, and for just a second, he holds them up to his head and creates a hidden Mickey. On the roof with Remy, before you fall into the restaurant, you'll see the shadow of a very familiar truck from Toy Story in the far right in the window. Keep your eyes peeled. When you get out of your Ratmobile too and head to the ride exit, you'll spot a little hidden Mickey in the wall as well. When you're winding through the queue, check out the little vignette playing on the easel. It is exclusive to the Disney World attraction. And tiles as you enter and exit the ride change size. This is to show your transition from human size to rat size and back again. This is the first bilingual ride in Disney World. Characters speak both French and English throughout the ride. And of course, there's plenty of new merchandise if you're looking to commemorate your first ride on Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, or pick up a new rat friend. We saw kitchen items like wine stoppers and wooden spoons, rolling pins, plates, cutting boards, even a cookbook, plus tees, jackets, and aprons. There are plenty of cheese-themed items, even a light-up necklace with Remy hanging on slices of cheese, and there's a chef hat that lights up to reveal a silhouette of Remy underneath, and even an actual Remy pops out from the hat. There are toy Ratmobiles, plushes, and wearable remote control rats that will run all over your shirt, which is kind of creepy. You'll find all this merch plus ear headbands, pins, keychains, and more at kiosks just outside the ride. Now, we've got a few tips for you. Enter through the International Gateway by the Skyliner. There won't be a standby line that you'll need to rush to the park to rope drop, but if you want the easiest path to get to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, then that's through the International Gateway at the back of Epcot. This is the back entrance located right between the UK and France pavilions. The Skyliner will drop you off right there, so if you're coming from Art of Animation, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach, or Riviera, this will be how you get to the park. Oh, and Hollywood Studios. And of course, there's a new restaurant that goes along with the new ride. Opening alongside is La Crêperie de Paris, which will also officially open on October 1st. The restaurant will offer 2 different types of service, quick service and table service. When it comes to the quick service side, which is also fast food, you'll find it at a pickup window called Crêpes d'Emporter, which translates to crepes to go. The quick service pickup window is located to one side of the building and is home to 3 savory galettes, 4 sweet crepes, soft serve ice cream, and an assortment of ciders and wines. On the table service side, there's a soup option, salad, a variety of galettes, including ones with chicken, salmon, goat cheese, and more, crepes, which feature a variety of different fruits and spreads, and hard ciders. There's also a prefix menu available that includes super salad, 1 galette, hard cider or juice or soda, and 1 dessert crepe. Reservations are not being accepted for the table service side of this restaurant at the moment, meaning that it has walk-up availability only. We've got a full review up over at DisneyFoodblog.com, so check that out if you're thinking about dining here and want to get the full picture. We'll have lots more coverage of the official opening of this new ride and restaurant, so stick with us here at DFB Guide, DisneyFoodblog.com, and follow along with us on social media. Disney has even more new stuff just on the horizon. It's going to be a very busy month, so make sure to sign up for our newsletter as well so you don't miss a bit of Disney news that could affect your upcoming trip. The link is just below in the description of this video. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for coming with us on the ride. It was such a blast to ride it for the first time. I never rode it in Disneyland Paris, so super excited that I got the chance to experience it before it opened. Please let us know any questions you have, and let us know if you've ridden it. We can't wait to see what you think. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.